Hey, what's going on? It's Joey Myers from the Hitting Performance Lab. Those of you who watch the game, this is Justin Turner hitting his walk-off three-run homer, just to give you a little context before going into the analysis part of the video. This is Game 2 of the 2017 NLCS against the Cubs. This is, again, a walk-off three-run homer. This was off a 92 mile an hour, what looks like a two-seam fastball, and was located about middle down. He hit this ball 103.1 miles per hour ball exit speed at a 25.6 degree launch angle, and he hit it 419 feet to just about center field, just more towards left, but in center. So what we're gonna go over in this video is what he's not doing. We're gonna debunk a couple myths here on this swing, hitting myths, swing myths of old conventional wisdom. And then we're going to talk about what he is doing. So let's go over what he's not doing. One of the things that a lot of coaches out there are still teaching, actually not a lot, there's not as many anymore. It seems like they're dwindling down and coming over to the dark side. But what he's not doing is squishing the bug on this swing. As you can see, he is skipping the back foot about 2 to 3 inches. Definitely not squishing the bug. He's also not being short to the ball or swinging down on the ball. Now, I know these terms are a little bit subjective depending on where you're at. Now, so if you're thinking swinging down, of course, the barrel has to come down first before it comes up. That is true. But I'm talking about swinging down as in taking his barrel and going down and through, like a Verizon checkmark sign. We are definitely not seeing him swing down to put backspin on it unless your swinging down is barrel going down before it goes up. He's definitely not swinging down, and he's definitely not being short to the ball with the same definition of the swinging down of this being short to the ball. He's definitely not doing that. His swing arc, the path of the barrel around his body, the circle, is definitely tighter. It's a tighter arc, but is definitely not short in terms of swinging down on the ball. You can see he's almost hitting the catcher's glove here with his barrel as he comes down. We call this the Nike Swoosh barrel path. So it looks similar to more something like this type of path. Okay, we're seeing Nike Swoosh barrel path. The other thing that he is not doing is keeping his head still or not moving his head. If we were to put a circle around his head at this point, we're going to see that his head does move out of that circle, actually moves down and forward. So he is not keeping his head still. Gosh darn it, Turner, how could you do it? You must be a beast or a freak in order to do that. That is not true. The majority of hitters in the big leagues, if you were to take the top 50 hitters of 2017, most of them, a majority of them, 98%, are moving their head. Head movement is okay up to landing, but once landing happens, head movement needs to stop. So if we put that circle back around Turner's head, you're going to see him turn without moving his head. That is important. It is not important whether the head moves forward or down during the stride phase of the swing. Also, keeping the shoulders level. He is definitely not keeping his shoulders level at impact. We do not keep the shoulders level at impact. We use the shoulders to get to pitches. You're going to see more of a slant. The shoulders are going to mimic or shadow the barrel angle. So the barrel angle and the shoulders need to be on the same, pretty much the same angle. Those two lines will run parallel to each other. The lower the pitch, the more slanted the shoulders. The higher the pitch, the more level the shoulders. So he's definitely not staying level with his shoulders. This shoulder, his right shoulder, is clearly down below his left shoulder. The other thing he's not doing is staying tall. You're going to see from this frame here, we're going to put a line over his head, and at landing, he's going to drop under that line. The camera's moving just a little bit there, so it might be a little bit more than normal. But you see he's not staying tall. Also, he's using his knee action to stay shorter. He's not getting taller. He's not staying tall here. So he's definitely getting shorter. He's using his legs. He's using his knee action to make any kind of adjustments to the pitch. The other thing that we're going to see from this view is he's not keeping a neutral spine. Not every hitter does this, but you're going to see a nice arc to his back. He's actually going into what's called global flexion with his spine. You're seeing this nice little curve here. Donaldson does this very well as well. Ted Williams, for those that love Ted Williams, you can watch him. He does it even more than Turner does. But you're not seeing a neutral spine here. You're seeing a curved or a globally flexed spine. He's not staying in neutral. This is a protector of the lower back. This also allows the abdominals to clamp down and protect the lower back, and the abdominals in a contracted position are puts the body in a stronger position than a stretched position. So he's definitely not maintaining a neutral spine here. Now, what is he doing? So if he's not doing all that stuff, all the stuff that's conventionally taught and taught wrong, and probably one of the biggest reasons why a lot of these kind of coaches out there that teach this stuff cannot believe that a 135-pound hitter can hit the ball 395 feet consistently, or a 215-pound hitter, 14 years old, hitting 2 balls 500 feet. They can't believe that can happen. They blame the hot bat. They blame the 220 pounds of the kid. They blame the balls. They blame everything that the numbers aren't accurate, even though these 2 bombs were in Texas Rangers ballpark in Arlington Stadium using StatCast and using true distance analyzers. They blame everything else because of what they teach. They never see that happen. So when they see it happen, it's like a unicorn to them. So what is he doing then? Catapult loading system. So I can't speak for his grip, can't really see his grip on his bat. We talk about a top hand finger pressure, but what you can see is you can see him hiding his hands from the pitcher. You can see this back elbow peeking out in the backside. Some call this the scapro, and you can call it that. I don't like to teach it that way because 7-year-olds don't understand what a scapro is or what even a scapula is, but we talk about hiding the hands from the pitcher. You see him doing that. You also see him showing his numbers somewhat. He doesn't show his numbers quite as much as some of the other hitters that we talk about, but you can see definitely from this frame here, he's a little bit open, a little bit more neutral, but you can see him close off and you can almost make out his numbers. I think that's a 1 there, but you can kind of make that out there. You can see him closing off, showing his numbers, getting his spinal engine into the swing. And another thing he does with the downward shoulder angle, he doesn't get too much of a downward shoulder angle. He does keep his hands low. I do like that. His thumb doesn't really get above his armpit level. He also does not use any kind of barrel momentum. Like a lot of coaches out there teach all their hitters to use barrel momentum. They like to flip the bat in the opposite batter's box and try and get the barrel moving, and they think that's where all the power is. Maybe there's some power in there. Maybe that adds to some bat speed. We're gonna have to do some swing experiments to see that and flesh that out. But Justin Turner does very well with just a nice, quiet barrel. Doesn't do much with it, he just turns it. So you can see that he's definitely doing that. But shoulder angle, he's not really angled down, maybe a little bit. He might have a 2 degree or so, but not like Donaldson, who's more in the 8 to 10 degree down angle there. So he's not quite doing it as much as some other hitters. But it looks, and I also mentioned the curved spine, the globally flexed spine that he's doing. So for the catapult loading system, he's doing pretty well. Now on pitch plane domination, the ability of the hitter to take this pitch that's coming down to the catcher's glove, where is it? Right there. It's coming down into the catcher's glove. The ability of that hitter to match the plane of the pitch and stay on that plane, get the barrel on plane as soon as possible, and to keep the barrel on plane as long as possible. So you see him, we talked about the Nike Swoosh barrel path. You can see him getting the barrel in front of the catcher's glove like he's trying to intercept this ball before the catcher. He's getting the barrel, he's accelerating it on the backside, he's getting to the ball, and he's getting through the ball. So the barrel is chasing the ball here. You can see him getting extended, or what some people call the power V with the arms here. You can see he's getting extended past impact. We shouldn't be doing this at impact unless we're out in front or on off speed or breaking stuff. But you can see he's getting extended, so he's keeping his barrel. This is directional force, trying to keep the barrel on plane as long as possible, barrel chasing ball. It's not a physics thing because you can let go of the bat at impact pretty much and the ball's gonna do what it's gonna do. It's a biomechanical thing, directional force. If the player alligator arms it, unless he's late or she's late on the ball, but alligator arms it all the time, even off of a tee, they are not going to have the directional force using the proper biomechanics to get that ball going in the direction that we want it to go. So you can see he does very well with his barrel path. Also, I also talk about and teach when we're talking about pitch plane domination, or the geometry of the swing, the launch angle part of the swing. So hitters that hit a lot of ground balls, pitch plane domination is perfect for them because we want to match the plane, not swing down and not swing up. Not swing up as in an extreme uppercut. So we don't want to swing extreme up and we don't want to swing extreme down. We want to match the plane of the pitch like we talked about just a little earlier than that. So what you see is he lands with a nice bend in his knee, although he doesn't need as much bend on this pitch because it's a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, but he gets a little bit bend in his knee. I'm sure if you saw an 83-mile-an-hour changeup or curveball or something like that, you'd see a little bit more bend in the knee. You can see he's using his back knee to stay short. He's also skipping his back foot. As long as, we're going to see not all hitters skip their back foot. Some of them skip it back, some of them skip it forward, some of them leave it where it's at, but it's important to get up on the toe at least. Get up on the toe, because what we're doing here is we're transferring our body weight, our center mass behind the front leg. That is very important. There's no squishing bugs here. So I hope this video helped you to kind of see how the best do it. Again, this was a 3-run walk-off homer that Justin Turner hit during game 2, at the end of game 2, bottom of the 9th of the 2017 NLCS. He hit it 103.1 mile per hour ball exit speed with the 25-degree launch angle. He hit it 419 feet. And in this video, we went over what he's not doing and what he is doing. Make sure that we're swinging smarter by moving better. And before I let you go, the Hitting Performance Lab wants to know, did you know repeatable hitting power does not start in the hips? Have you heard the expressions, load and explode the hips? Power comes from the hips. Well, we created a free video revealing the results of a scientific study that will show you how we added 48 feet of batted ball distance instantly. And it's not all about the hips. Click here now to get the video while it's still free.